to identify and give the contextual meaning in our step two, which is embedding. Perfect, right? Now, step three. Step three is focusing on the important part in my sentence so that model focuses on that aspect more, right? Give more weightage to it. And that is what we call self attention. And this is coming from the architecture, right? We are not going into maths heavy. We are not going into, you can say, the technical side of it, but there is a transformer architecture on which these models are built, right? This is architecture name transformer, and we have something called self attention in that, where I mean, why of that is model needs to focus on certain part in the input, right? It has to give more attention to it. I'll give you a practical example of this. For example, now we ask this thing, right? Explain me LLM as if I'm 5 year old. If I just copy this much part, right? Explain me LLM and go to my new chat, for example, it will try to give me a technical definition, right? You can see the word transformer now, right? Architecture known as transformer and are typically trained on vast amount of text data, training and the data LLMs, right? How LLM work, tokenization. I think now you can better relate, right? What is tokenization? Because I've already introduced to you. Then the transformer architecture, contextual understanding. So it's a completely technical definition that we have got when I asked, explain me LLM. And just now, I mean, you have already seen this. When I added this particular phrase, explain me LLM, as if I am a 5 year old, the entire sentence generation, the response that I have gotten is changed. And how does model manage, right? I mean, which words I need to give more weightage? That is the self attention. Self attention is giving more weightage to this aspect, right? In this particular sentence, 5 year old is what more, I mean, most important. And accordingly, I have to give the LLM on that. No, model it does it automatically. And these are my three steps on the input side, right? We don't see it, right? I mean, when I input something on ChatGPT, it doesn't, I mean, it is not visible to me, but it happens. So first is tokenize, embedding creation, getting the meaning. Third is self-attention. Model gives more importance to certain words. Finally, I'll start having my prediction. That means I will start getting my outputs and models start predicting each and every word. Now let's do one exercise, right? You have to tell me what all words can fit in this particular sentence, and you will understand this step four, I mean, very quickly. So if I have this sentence, imagine you have a super smart robot friend who has read every dash. What all words you think right now can fit in this sentence? Just give me 4 or 5 responses. Book, I can see magazine, yes, article, website, bytes, things, novel, document, etc. Right? Each and everything is correct. One more sentence, and we will conclude this step. Okay, the sentence has been changed. The chef added a salt to enhance dash of the dish. Can you give me dash of the dish, taste? I can see aroma, I can see flavor, I can see texture, saltiness. Perfect. I think we have got enough responses. So let's get back to the step four, right? You got the idea that there can be multiple tokens, right, or words. Now I will exchange these two words and tokens, and is in the same way, right? Now you know that each and every word is my token for the large language models. So I have lot of tokens, right? Lot of tokens that can be fit in like flavor, aroma, texture, taste, right? Chef added salt to enhance the taste of the dish. Each and every word has some probability at the back end. And from the step one, you know that, right? All my words are finite. In English language, we are talking only about English language for understanding. All the words are finite, right? It's not an infinite, it's a finite set. The vocabulary is finite. So each and every token has some probability. It's just that model will pick it up, the tokens which have the higher probability to be predicted. That's how model is predicting, right? I'm not saying highest. If you are focusing on my words, I'm not saying model will pick up highest. I'm saying model will pick up higher probability words. I'll show you, I'll show you practically why I'm saying higher. So this is my step four. Model will pick up the, let's say in this case, flavor got zero point 0.7 probability, texture got zero point 0.5 probability. So model has picked flavor for this response generation. Right. And finally, I'll keep doing this. I'll keep predicting these tokens until and unless I'll get my response complete. And that's how the response generation happens. Sorry, right? That's how the model is able to learn or give us the output end to end, right? Starting from the tokenization, getting into the, breaking down the words into tokens, then going into the second step of embedding where numerical vectors got generated and meaning get introduced into the picture. Model understand what the user is asking. Transformer mechanism, which is self-attention, get introduced. Model will try to give more weightage on certain parts of the input sentence. And the fourth step, once the output start coming out, right? Fourth step is where the model start giving us the output. It will start generating the text, predicting the tokens, and finally it will stop once it has done everything. Right. And now I'll tell you why I was saying that it is higher probability, not the highest. One thing I'll do, right? I'll just do the copy paste of same input and I'll ask it again. Right. You just see this response. You will see a different, you will see a similar response, but the words can be different. Right. Like here we have all these have big, super smart. But you will see that once I'll do it again, might be the word. And you can see, imagine you have a big magical book. The book knows everything you ask. Similar context, right? Similar context has been maintained, but the choices of words was different. And that's the creativity of the LLM. And that is where by choice, it is not the highest probability, it's the higher probability. Right? Out of all the 1 lakh words, they had the higher probability to frame this answer. That's what you can understand how the model start predicting these tokens. And it's a all probability. There is no genius sitting over there who is giving you the responses. It's all maths. It's all probability that is coming into the picture. Right. So this was our 5 step process. I hope that was easy to understand. And I'll just take a quick yes and no. Like, did you get this understanding of this LLM? A quick yes and no in the chat. Was it simple to understand? Right. I tried my best to maintain this. Okay, I can see a lot of yeses. Perfect. Great.
Awesome.
Okay.
Before we move forward, can we do a quick check? The voice was breaking few times for me, so can we just check with the audience, folks? The audio and the video, has that been fine?
I can see no yes, no yes.
Very difficult to read and quite mixed. Uh, okay, couple of people are saying breaking. So can you just check for a moment your Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I've connected to my hotspot. Maybe I can just connect my AirPods one. Sometimes I found that AirPods also cause congestion.
क्लास मिस जाऊ क्लास मिस
Am I audible now? Clearly audible. Yeah, it's clear for me, guys. Can you tell in the chat? Yes, yes. If it is
Okay.
okay, I think let's continue then.
Okay, perfect. Great, right? So now we have understood the large language model. How does the LLM work at the backend? Second thing we need to learn is about the prompting, right? Like how does we need to talk or how we should instruct these model so that I could get a better output, or you can say the best output from these models, right? And there are multiple prompting techniques. You can see some of them on the screen, but there are, you can say, more than 100 prompting techniques as of now, namely zero shot, few shots, chain of thoughts prompting, and a lot of other stuff. And I'll tell you one prompting technique in this session which works well for, you can say, 95% of your task. right? So 95% of the task can be solved by just one prompting technique. And all of these are slight variations of each and every one. I mean, some person came in, studied or changed certain criteria in the input instruction, and the prompting has been changed. I mean, the new technique has been emerged out of that part, right? So that is how people are inventing these prompting techniques. But let's understand that's one technique that works best for almost 95% of the task. And that's how the, Pareto principle also work, right? 80-20, if you have heard that 80% of the task is solved by just 20% of that thing. So this is something similar. And we call it as the magic prompt formula, right? So I'll give you a task. I mean, we'll demonstrate it, right? And learn the prompting technique with the example only. So imagine if I have to write an email for this 10K subscriber, right? To invite them to the Gen AI workshop, right? How should I go about using the right prompting technique for it? First, I'm just doing it. What is a task given to us, right? So I'll just say, draft me an email for inviting my 10K subscribers uh, for Gen AI workshop. Right? If I just do this and the first part, right? I mean, the LLMs are designed in such a way that they will always respond you. Right? Whatever you go and query it, you ask it, they will always give you a response, right? They will never ask you question because they are designed in such a way, right? They will not do something very intuitive, and that is where the need of prompting came into the picture, right? And now if I have asked this part, right, it has given me the entire subject, it has given me the full structure of my email, how can I send it, and I can simply send it. But you guys let me know, I mean, how much would you rate this output or input both out of 10, right? Let's say 10 is the highest score and the least is 1. How much would you rate this particular input what I have given right now, and the response that it has generated out of 10? Very quickly, between 1 to 10, I mean, few responses, if you can give me in the chat so that I can understand, right? Do you consider this as a good prompt or a bad prompt? Can I get a score if chat is enabled? Quickly, I mean, just one or two or responses. Okay, I can see 3, 10. Oh, someone has given 10. My God. 8, 5, 9. Okay. 5, 7. Okay. The people who are giving me a very high score, right? Then I think you need to learn prompting, and that's what we will be learning this technique. This is the example of completely bad prompt, right? This is bad prompt, and now I to the model to perform any of these tasks, right? And language to these large language model is what we call it as prompting, right? And now let me show you, right? I'll cover this structure, what is the part of this magic prompt formula, by just having the actual output. We will see the actual output that we'll be using in the chat GPT, like how I did the bad prompt. Let me have my good prompt and see it live, right? And then I'll break down this particular prompting technique. Now see how long my prompt is, right? We are doing the same task but defining a great structure to it. And I'll tell you why and how of each and everything, going again in the first principles. Right, so simple. I have given the one-liner task that the action, right, kind of a verb or action I'm giving, write an email to 10K subscribers inviting them to a Gen AI workshop which is Today Mastermind. Now, if you see right here, we have introduced something called given the persona to the model, right? I have given the persona, you are an experienced email copy. And why we do that, right? Because model has been trained on everything on the internet, right? That's what we know now, that LLM has been trained on everything. So it might have read lot of articles how to write a good email copywritings, right? And these brands like Ogilvy keep on publishing these blogs. So why not to give that person experienced how an experienced email copywriting writer writes? So we are giving that persona, and that is my strong recommendation to all of you. Whenever you are doing any task on Chat GPT, right? Give the persona, right? Anything. You are doing a marketing task, you are a marketing expert, or let's say marketing and data research expert. You are doing something, let's say mentoring, right? You are my mentoring or you are my mentoring buddy, you are my startup coach, you are my fitness coach, you are my mental coach, you are my this, you are my that. Give a role and give a persona to the bot, right? Because it can narrow down its information to that aspect only. Like we know, right? It has been trained on everything. So narrow down to one particular thing that it has to focus on, that will help the model give you the more structured and good outputs that you will see from the any large language model, and we are considering here ChatGPT. So you are an experienced email copywriter. I have given. Now it's a time for introducing the context, right? I have been. Context can be as long as you want, right? You can dump all the information, right? So I have given that who is my target audience, who is this workshop for, all the marketing tech product, right? What we will be covering and sort of other stuff. And I have given that and have some, let's say, reviews also coming into the session if I already connected to my some Excel or data, right? So now if I have got, are you ready to unlock the secrets of Gen AI and take your career to next level, right? I have call to action. I have a very good structure of this coming in, right? Who is this workshop for? And these are some of the, you can say, testimonials that are coming in if I am actually connected, right? And finally, I can sign off my email with the Outskill team, and it has added something that there are seats are limited. I mean, full structured email has been written if I just make my prompt good enough so that I have the entire response generated. This is well structured, right? So I have context, I have my task, I have my instruction which is coming like this, and I have a persona also given that you are an experienced email copywriter, not just a normal Chat GPT, right? And that is how you can make your personalized email to be more specific with this particular prompting technique, right? And you can use it for any task, right? Not just for email writing, but you can use it, this structure, for anything that you do or work on ChatGPT. Great, right? Now we have understood the LLM, we have understood that we need a right set of instruction for operating these kind of models. And now which model to use where is our third problem, or I would say the third question that should come to your mind, right? You have multiple models. If I pick up companies, right? These are all my companies, or you can say the words or AI tools that we keep on hearing, that we have ChatGPT are the companies which are producing these models, right? You can say the owners of these models: OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, Meta, Microsoft again, and the Grok, right? I mean the XAI, which is the Twitter. And now we have these many models within that also, right? We have GPT-4o, GPT-4, Claude, Gemini, lot of Gemini models, Llama 3, Llama 4, Llama 3.8, and all sort of stuff. So it begs us the question, right? And let me ask you, right? Guess how many AI models are out there in the world? A very quick guess in the chat, and I'm only talking about large language model, not talking about the images or these model. Okay, I can see 1,400 plus 20 infinite. Okay, perfect. Infinite 50 and sort of that stuff. Great. So I think people who have guessed it between 400 to 500 are right? So what I do is I'll check it live in front of you. So what I do, I always check and I keep on once I get the right set of model. So I'll go to one website called Open Router, right, to check these how many models are live, because this keeps on updating, right? So I'll just see how many models are there, but it should be around 400 large language models, which is just the text part of it. We are not considering images or other model. So we have 449 models as of now for just text part, right? And these are all my open source or closed ones, like the paid ones and the free ones. All of these models are there. And I mean, I'm on this site, so I'll very quickly tell you, right? You can compare all these models by just simply signing up on this platform and going to the chat section of it, right? So you have lot of many models here, right? You can see I have Mistral, I have Google's, I have DeepSeek, right? And there is a free written in all these open source models, right? So I can just add it. uh, I'll add Microsoft 5.4 as well, right? This is also free. And now you can compare also, I mean, multiple models, whatever you ask, right? On these type of models, right? What is 7 P's of marketing? Right, so if I get a response, I can compare both of those. If you are choosing or seeing like what model works best for you, this is the very good hack. But let's come back to our slides. So we have around 449, I think, right? We got some update here, 449. So I'll keep update here also. And we will see next time how much it increased to. Right, so we have 449 models as of now, which is just the text models, right? And it is growing every day. Some new model comes into the picture, and that's what we should ask ourselves, like which model to choose where, right? I mean, out of these so many plethora of models. But I mean, we cannot use all of those. But there is a one classification, one model type that distinguishes between these two models, which is reasoning versus non-reasoning, right? So we should, or the different name is thinking models, right? Reasoning and thinking is the same kind of similar things. And if I compare this, we have these many reasoning models, right? In the previous slide, you saw the normal ones, this one's GPT-4, GPT-4o, Claude, Gemini. These are my non-reasoning, or you can call it as regular models, whereas these all are my reasoning models. From the OpenAI, we have O3, O4 also is there right now. We have Gemini, DeepSeek, Grok is there, and all sort of that set of models, right? So let's see it in action. Let's play one use case that will make you clear that when to use my reasoning model and when not to use my reasoning model. So I'll pick up one use case that will help you out in understanding it end to end. And that's a very interesting use case, right? So you will get uh, very good clarity as well as the idea of when to use and when not to use. Okay. Perfect. Right. So I am just using a prompt, right? Just understand with me what kind of complexity we are introducing in this particular prompt, right? And after this, I mean, after we are completing reasoning versus non-reasoning model, we have a lot of AI tools that we will cover today. Entire space, right? I'll give you a breadth of toolkit also, like what kind of a AI toolkit that you can make with yourself that will make you a super AI human faster, right? The reason is, if you ask this question to yourself, what is the objective of AI in our lives, right? Very high level question. If you can think of what is one objective, we are keep on hearing AI. What is one objective? The foremost objective is save time for any task you pick it up, right? I'll give you more examples when we will reach to that particular tool side, and you will witness that thing once I'll explaining that. But we have lot many tools. So let's understand, right? Now we are going, I mean, we have done our learning in this understanding of how LLM works, how does magic prompt formula works, right? What we need in the prompt. Now we are doing a lot of many use cases which will help you in understanding the AI space better, right? It will kickstart your journey in terms of how you can make yourself super AI human or productive. So I have rupees 10,000 to invest, right? So the first thing I am telling the model that I have rupees 10,000 along with laptop and internet access for just 30 days. I want to start a home-based business that operates entirely online without requiring me to step outside. This is my constraint one, or I would say two, second constraint, right? First constraint is I only have a laptop, internet, and 30 days and this much money. Second is it should be online. I don't want to go or step outside. Third constraint, please provide me three business ideas, right? I only need three, each with a detailed plan how to grow my investment from 10 to 1 lakh with 30 days, within 30 days. Again, one more constraint, the business should not be a service based since I have no coding skills. It must be achievable without writing a code or using no code tools, right? So it should not be a service based, it should not be a coding heavy. And last, one more constraint, additionally, the plan should not rely on running the ads. I have no experience in ad management, right? And now, if you can imagine, right, if I just do this as a Google search, I will not get anything. Right? How does Google will abide to all these constraints? So this is a classic example where I need to use reasoning model. Right now I'm using the 4O model, which is the, I mean, without reason, right? The free model. And you will see that as soon as I press input, the model will start predicting me the output, right? That's what we have learned. Model has not done any homework. Whatever that comes to as a high probability, you can say tokens, it has predicted me those many ideas. It has not evaluated whether it is adhering to all my constraints or not, right? Whether this idea can be achievable and it is maintaining all my constraints. But no, model has not thought upon, it has just given me the output, right? Maybe content creation, you have affiliate program, maybe I need to run ad for this. Second idea, it has given me print on demand business. I mean, I'm not good at this, but it might happen that this is 90% correct, not the 100%, right? This idea is not doable without, let's say, going me outside, or I need to hire someone, I need to run ads and sort of that stuff. Model has not thought upon giving me the top ideas by evaluating 100 of ideas. And that is where your brainstorming, or you can say reasoning model, come into the picture, where I have multiple ideas to evaluate and to choose from that the top three ones, right? And that is where the reasoning model will come into the picture. Right, I'll just refresh it. Let me switch to O3 and input this thing. Same prompt, and now it has the reasoning capabilities. Somehow it doesn't show reasoning here, but the model reasons it. I'll show you practically in the DeepSeek, right? We have lot many models in this category. We have DeepSeek, we have Anthropic, and DeepSeek, if you are using, I mean, I personally like for these tasks a DeepSeek. I mean, DeepSeek a lot. The reason is the quality output that it gives us after brainstorming is phenomenal, right? And it is absolutely free. For ChatGPT, you have to pay $20 to access these reasoning models, right? That is not coming in the free plan, but DeepSeek is entirely free. And if you can see clearly, it is thinking, right? I'll show you what it is doing in a thinking state, but DeepSeek is completely free. Plus your Gemini is also free. I mean, you just sign it up with Google, you can use it for free. And this is my reasoning model 2.5, which also do the same reasoning task and went into thinking state to give you the answer, right? So I will show you the output of this thing, DeepSeek. I mean, you know how to write a same prompt in other tools as well, but let's see, right? So model has started with thinking that I have only 10,000 and I want to grow to 1 lakh within 30 days, and just reiterated what we have given. All the constraints are clear and it has made a note of that, right? No stepping out, no service, no coding, no ads. I should be why they spend 1 lakh. And now first idea, niche digital printables. Second idea, let's say this, right? Third idea, curated drop shipping store. First, each plan I'll outline the budget and sort of that stuff. Finally, I'll add the extra tips. So now it is evaluating all my these things, right? All my different ideas, and it is finally giving me the detailed output after thinking and having the all the constraints coming into the picture, right? How can I achieve that? So affiliate content hub, that is my second idea, and it is giving me the plan and still writing it out, and so on, right? So that is how the plan is coming in, with evaluating multiple ideas and giving me the top three from its thinking state, right? So this is how the model has a thinking or reasoning capabilities to select from the diverse set of ideas. And for this task, right, you should use a reasoning model. But when it comes to email drafting, right, that what we did, or I have a very simple task of getting the answer, fact checks, we can use the normal forum model or the non-reasoning ones, right? I do not need to brainstorm, right? I just need an email, you give me the email. But when I'm evaluating some ideas, I want to brainstorm with the model, then I can use the reasoning model. So I hope that makes clear when to use, when not to use the reasoning models for what kind of an application, right? Where multiple outputs are possible and you model has to choose the best one, then we use the reasoning ones. Perfect. Right. So now we understood, right, reasoning versus non-reasoning. Let's see the different aspect of these models when it comes to text and videos also. So just to be very much clear here, right, I'll be touching upon how these models can generate text and the videos. I'll show you, I mean, some output Sora and all. You have a dedicated session, right, at the day 3, going into the depth of images and video creation, which will only focus on that aspect, right? And I want to cover the breadth of tools for you today so that you can become more AI powered humans. That is my objective, to make you learn and play around AI, right? So that is where I'll be introducing some use cases on the images. I mean, 1 or 2 use cases now on the which model to choose when in the images and the this video side of it, right? So for example, now let's say you want to throw a party, or you're in office, you have a farewell, you have any event planning done or anything, right? And I want to generate a let's say this brochure or an event kind of an invite to share it into my groups, right? And the old method, I need to hire a graphic designer, or I tell someone, can you do this for me? I have some semi-stitched tools to do that, and but that requires me a lot of efforts. Now we can use the generative AI, right? And in images, I tell people that there are two kinds of in image creation. The one is when you want to place a lot of text on your images, right? You want to create a poster which has a lot of text. The only model, I'm telling you from my daily, I mean, lot of research, or you can say a lot of usage of these models, the only model perform best with the text on the image is the GPT-4o. There is no other model, right? You can just do a simple, I mean, once GPT-4o came in, right? GPT-4o image generation, I'm just showing you, right? Not going into the depth of this article, but this is again from the OpenAI itself. When this GPT-4o image generation was released, right? I think, yeah, recently, March 2025, when a lot of Ghibli arts came into the picture, the first thing they told is now it can have lot more text in the image, right? They have given so much text, and it has done a phenomenal job of placing each and everything correct, not doing any spelling mistake or gibberish, right? So you can, I mean, obviously read this article later, but I'll show you how you can create this poster very easily now. I'll go to this, right? Create image. So let's take any example, right? So let me take one hackathon example. Let's say I want to organize. So I'll say we are organizing a hackathon in the company, right? Can you generate a sci-fi hackathon invitation poster to send across the teams, right? Event details are as follows, right? So I want to place all these details into my event name. Let's say hack for and let's say AI hackathon, right? AI hackathon 2.0, right? Let's say I want to have this name, date is, take, let's say 1st July. I'll take 1st July, and I'll give a venue also, right? Because we want to place a lot of detail in the poster to send across. So this is the only model that can handle your prompt to generate the image, right? No other model in the images. I mean, as per my knowledge, maybe I can be wrong, but I have tried Grok, I have tried Midjourney, I have tried this VO2 and all sort of other stuff, but they cannot generate the text on the image. So venue is, let's say lemon tree, right? I'm just taking an hypothetical example. Add tagline, hack all night. Right? Generally, hackathons are, I mean, full night and all sort of stuff. So we want to create this particular poster, and it will start doing that stuff. Meanwhile, it is doing, I mean, making a poster. I'll show you an alternative when you have to do the poster of any personality, right? I mean, if you go to Chat GPT and ask, can you create a poster of Elon Musk, Modi ji, Donald Trump, it will deny your request. The reason is it will not impersonate any personality. That's the model. That's the training that they have given, that you should not impersonate any person for creating the AI images. But when it comes to Grok, right? Why I use Grok is it is unfiltered, right? It doesn't have any filtration on that part. On the content side, it gives the raw output, right? Whatever you ask. So if you are aware of what is happening right now, I mean, few weeks back there was Elon Musk versus Donald Trump, right? Earlier it was Sam Altman, but let me say Donald Trump, right? There is lot of Twitter war happened between Donald Trump and Elon Musk, uh, alongside. Just a second, right? Trump. Um, there was a lot of Twitter war going on and the company tariffs and all that stuff between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. So imagine that I am writing an article on LinkedIn, right? I'm writing a blog post and I want an image for that blog to be published on LinkedIn, and I need a poster for it so that I can grab a lot of attention. So if I just give this create photorealistic image, it can create that, right? Create photorealistic image of Elon Musk looking super angry on Donald Trump inside, right? It's not on site, it's inside a cage. Both are bruised and in the middle of cage fight. And I'll use this poster and imagine I'm writing a full-fledged article that what is happening between these two person, right? So I'll get a more attention if I have something this crazy coming into the picture, and it impersonate exact thing. You can make it happen for free, right? It is doing it for free. So I got my some very innovative poster. Let's say I want to use this, and I can have my article published. And I mean, you can see the output, right? How much detailed, granular it is, having the boxing gloves, right, in the cage and sort of that stuff. So these are our two tasks. Let's see if our images are also ready. So we have got, right, 1st July, Lemon Tree Hotel, Hack All Night, right? And we have AI Hackathon 2.0, right? That's how I will get a lot of text to be placed on the images using GPT-4o model, and the free alternatives are like Grok, and you can also use Leonardo.ai for that matter, right? And similarly, if I want to have a video also, right, I want to generate a video. So the best model, since VO3 is not live in India, right, we have from the OpenAI, we can use the Sora also, right? So Sora has, I'll show you Sora, and you can go to the video section, right? What other people are creating, and I'll show you what some videos we have created, because it takes 10 minutes and so, right? So a lot of people are creating using Sora some great animations, some great kind of works and so on. And this, you can read what prompt they have given it, right? For example, I want to see how does this video has been generated, what was the prompt. I'll click on this and I can see the prompt, right? Deep in the caves of Greece, only a few cracks allow the sun to shine. It rays to illuminate massive walls are constantly rotating, moving as the camera slowly pans over the message where the center legendary beast known as a monitor, right? Minotaur. So this is what people are making. They have the publicly access here, right? How you can create these shots, and they are quite phenomenal. What I have found, right? This is also, see, if I have some plastic campaign going on, right? So I have a very one-liner prompt: have this man turn into a camera and stay consistent, right? So it has used some images generated first and then used a prompt on top of it, right? So let me show you one or two what we have created on the images side. These are all images, and I think we have created something on the video as well. Let me find my, not this. Okay, this image was cancelled. Let me do one prompt, right? Let's give us take any example, right? Let's say for this hackathon event only, let's continue that. So we are organizing a hackathon. Can you create a cinematic shot of a sci-fi AI robot doing some data analysis, right? I want to have a theme video. I'll click on the video part, not the image. Let's have a 5-second 480p and send it to this, right? So one way is, I mean, you will be learning the entire workflow of how images are getting generated, and from images you converted them to the videos, right? That's the optimal way or the best way. But let's say I want very open, right? Because text prompts are quite open. I don't have an image or sort of that stuff, but I've given the very initial prompt that I need to have an introductory, and it will take some time, right? It is running as of now 6%. I'll come back to this once it is ready. But you have an entire flow of generating images and videos, but sometimes prompt, right? When I say prompt, that means text to video. That is one way. Another way is, first I have the images generated and then I'll use those images to convert them to a video, and that's the very best way of creating AI videos and ads, advertisement, right? Like I think Uttam was sharing that people are clocking great revenues by creating these videos and giving it or selling these to agencies. And I'll tell you in our session how you can add a music to those videos for free, right? Right now, all these models doesn't have any music at the back end, but there is an AI tool which can generate a music ad for your videos, which you can apply, I mean, stitch together and make a full-fledged AI content out of it. So I'll introduce that once we'll reach on to that slide, right? So I have how the model is performing well, right? So Sora is also from the open source. Okay, I'll come back to the video once it is generated. I think we already have. So yes. Right, so we have some data analysis going on. So imagine that I have a bit music, and this is our introductory video for our hackathon event that we want to organize, right? And then we have the someone coming in that, hey, we are organizing a hackathon and sort of that stuff, right? So you can create the entire thing, right? Text, images, videos, all of that. That's what the intention to tell you the capabilities of AI, and the objective it is doing is reducing your time, right? Whether it's an image, whether it's a text, whether it's a video, the first metric that we humans are hitting is optimizing our time. Secondary is cost, right? Cost will also come because there is a trade-offs and everything is there, but the first metric is the time one. We are saving a lot of time, right? And so yeah, that's how, I mean, how is it going so far? Just a quick check on the chat. Are you getting excited, right? Because we have a lot more buckets to cover. Are you excited and willing to learn more, right? Okay, it is interesting. Great. Very excited. Great. I can see that. And I'll try to make you energized so that every one of us are willing to put in efforts and learn, right? And all of us will break after the session, not right now. I'll also, I mean, go back and do my dinner. I'm also hungry, but let's stay focused for another one more hour. Perfect. So now I'll share you how to use AI, right? How I use AI in my life, right? Like how I have optimized some of my tasks, how people are optimizing, right, out there. So there is an in the AI industry, Andrej Karpathy. he has its YouTube video on the same lines how he use AI or let's say LLMs. Right? I'm sharing you some of our use case, common people use case, that toolkit that we have made analyzing lot many tasks that we can do that we as a human do in our day-to-day life, right? Be it professional or personal. So these are my buckets that we will quickly cover, and I hope every one of you can relate, right? Productivity bucket, research bucket. We have data analysis, right? How we can use AI for a lot of data crunching, how we can learn faster, and some fun elements as well are there. Great, right? So let's start with the productivity and AI. I'll go quickly and show you entire thing now, all the buckets with one. So stay focused for one, I would say 40 to 50 minutes more. So the first task is summarize emails or reply to your emails. Now you will say that, hey, Divesh, I can go to ChatGPT. I tell that this is an email. Can you draft me an email? So that is fine, right? Need to do a lot of back and forth. I mean, that means you have to go to ChatGPT, you have to tell it what mail you want, and then you get a reply of that, and you will paste it into your Gmail, right? So if you are aware of Gemini, you can do that in your this email itself, right? Once you signed it up on the Gemini, there is a very shortcut here, help me write. Once you signed it up, once I click on this, I can simply type my prompt or whatever instruction here itself, that hey, I want to draft an email, so do that, and it will insert in your email body. Once you, I mean, like it, you can insert it in your body directly, right? So I don't have to copy paste between two platforms and sort of that stuff. This is one good feature of Gemini within the Gmail. Second most useful feature, or I would say my personal favorite, right? Like the one which is doing a good job in time saving, is when you have a lot many threads, right? So for example, we have 6 messages exchanged starting from Feb 28. If I am coming back to this thread, I have to go through each and every email. And now imagine I have 50 emails, right, in the same thread. So if I have 50 emails, I don't have a time to read all of those and then make a reply. I'll just do summarize this email. Clicking on this Ask Gemini option, and it has given me a quick summary of the entire thread, right? When it started, what is going on, what is the issue, where are we now, and what kind of a reply I want to have for this thread. Right, so if you have a very long conversation for your customers, for your support, or any kind of an email, right, what you receive on your Gmails, you can use Gemini to make it more efficient and productive. So this was the first use case using Gemini. Now second, this is again I use on the daily basis, right? Why? The thing is, I love to watch YouTube podcasts, right? So my personal favorite podcast channel is WTF, right? Nikhil Kamat's one. So they are very long prompts, and I want to get the insights sometime very quickly, right? I don't have a time to watch the entire video. So that is where you can chat over your YouTube video. I don't know how many of you already know this, but this is the hack I use on the daily basis and save my lot of time, right? So for example, I'll take Nikhil, I'll just type WTF. You will see the Nikhil Kamath podcast, which he does, right? I personally, so I was watching this one, right? The YouTube CEO came into, this one is the recent one. But Nikhil Kamath had this. I was completing this with this YouTube CEO, right? I'll just type YouTube CEO. So he invited YouTube CEO, and that was this one, right? 3 weeks ago. I have completely, I first started and then went on to that part which I wanted to. Until now, this video is 1 hour 5 minute long. So what I can do, I'll just Control C. I'll go to Gemini again. I'll go to this screen, and I'll say summarize this video and just paste a link. Right, and now Gemini and YouTube are totally integrated, right? Coming from the same company, it will go have the transcript of the entire video and coming as a full-fledged summary for me, right? Here's a summary of this entire video. Neil Mohan described the YouTube as a platform and all. And now imagine I have a question to these timestamps if I'm interested, but if I have a question, I can chat it, right? So let's say does monetization of channel was discussed? Right, I can ask these questions. Does monetization of channel have discussed? If yes, I mean, it will suggest me that yes, you can look at this particular timestamp. Yes, the monetization channel was discussed in the video. Specifically, the summary mentioned, right? Check complete. Advise the aspiring entrepreneurs to explore the diverse monetization models beyond advertising. So I'll get to know, okay, where this point was discussed, and I can go to that aspect as well. Ideally, it gives the timestamp also where the monetization part was discussed. Ideally, it automatically gives, but if it is not giving, we can ask it. Right, so that's the beautiful I mean hack that everyone often can use, right? Discussing the integral podcast into this explanation of how creators can monetize the content through advertising, ESPOD, and revenues, right? And now I want to see only this much aspect, I mean, I was interested in, so I can just click and watch from this timestamp. Right, so that is a life or hack saving, time saving. Again, you will hit now all the use cases that I'll be covering today. Just ask one question: by doing this, what I'm saving, and the answer will always be time. Right? Efficiency will come. Efficiency, cost, all these metric will come at the later point of time, because there are a lot of factors when it comes to cost. Right? You have to consider the manual labor cost, right? How much hours we have to pay to someone for that work. You have the tool subscription cost. So it's complexity, but just first thing you will get to know is time saving. I will save a lot of my time if I am using AI in all my buckets, or you can say entire the things that I do at my disposal. Right? So that was how I can chat through a YouTube video. Right? Perfect. And I can use the similar thing for summarizing any article as well, right? One video is done, article summarizing, you all know how to do that. Next bucket is if you want to create a content or post a content on LinkedIn, right? I will take an example of LinkedIn, but you know, you can post it on Instagram as well. So what are the good tools for LinkedIn, right? For LinkedIn research, how to get a post, how to get an idea. I use a Social Sonic, which is freemium, right? When I say freemium, that means it comes with free credits. I can use it on a daily basis, but let's say you have to publish a lot more content, then you can buy their plan as well, right? So the main feature here is research part, right? So I can see top research or top post trending this month, and it will do a research for me on the LinkedIn based on the topics that I like to post, right? Because my LinkedIn is connected, it knows who I am. I am a technical data and applied scientist. So what is my profile, right? I'm not a marketeer and all. So it will show me the topics related to my field or my expertise, my persona. So I'll click on artificial intelligence because I post a lot, right? I mean, on these things. So I can see what people are publishing, who has many likes, right? AI may force freshers to become. Yeah, I've done this. I have posted a very similar way, similar post recently, but yeah, I can just see, right? And I mean, without images, if I can see some post, I will just do a remake of it, right? So that I can have I can show you the version of that part. Right, building AI agents, 5% of AI. Huh. Let's say, right, this has got how many number of likes. I want to create a similar post, but not copy pasting someone's content, right? So I can simply click on remix. Now AI will automate your posting of LinkedIn post as well, right? I can make it publish on certain time, that all settings I can do. But yeah, this is the I mean, help you out to generate the content. It gives 3 version of it, but let's say even thought of AI agents were all about AI. Think again, it's more of a system architecture. In my journey, I've seen AI agents acquire robust software engineering components like human in loop systems are scalable and all the other stuff, right? So let me, I'm happy with it. I'll click on publish and done, right? So this is how you can entirely automate the LinkedIn post generation as well. Help you again saving more time. Now, making AI read things from images for free, right? This is one of the very good use case. I'll show you one with the dashboard, but you can imagine if you have some invoices in text, you have a lot of I mean, you clicked some image from your phone, you want to get the text out of it. All of that can happen from the images, right? And they ChatGPT do a pretty good job in understanding the image and explain you what is happening. So let me take this dashboard example and show you live, right? Let me copy it, go to this, right? I'm using the free model, not going into the paid ones. I'll say here, can you give me top 5 insights out of this dashboard? Right, so model will go back, right? All these KPIs, we call it as key performance indicators. It is going into understanding the dashboard, what all charts are giving me or telling me about the data, or my company will give me the entire summary without having me any data analyst or a person who will explaining me all this stuff, right? So I got my high total account receivables, equity ratio, short delays, what is happening to my business. So I got a very quick overview of my entire dashboard with just chatting and giving the image, right? And I can ask like, should I be cautious about anything? Should I be cautious about anything? Right, so that means I want to worry about my business, right? I want to see that, okay, I am like which metric we are not doing good and sort of that stuff, right? So it is showing me now, yes, your account receivables are going high, debt to equity ratio is very low, account payable is aging. So you got a gist that I can chat it over my images and get the entire Q&A on top of my image related to a dashboard or any other image that you have, right? So that will also help you in understanding or getting what images are conveying in terms of text, and you don't need a physical person to explain you what is happening in your business. Right now, this is, I think, all of you need it. I mean, people who are on the entrepreneur side, I'll tell you the slight variation. How can you use this, right? Because there were a lot of entrepreneurs out there in this call, the hustlers and all. But maximum audience is doing a job and all, and you want to prepare for your next interview. And this is a very good hack, right? How to use again ChatGPT, or how I use for my next preparation, what steps I will do, right? So have these steps, right? See what I will be doing, and at the end, I think this will blow your mind to, I mean, see this end to end, that how AI can help you in getting you a next job for your. I'll show you one example. First, I'll let the model know about me, right? Who I am, what kind of a things I do. Because right now, model doesn't know about me, right? It doesn't have the context about my skills and other stuff. So what I can do simply is I can give my resume, right? That is the best way. I'll give it my resume so that model reads about me and tell me what are my, I mean, working about and sort of that stuff, right? So I'll come here and say you are expert in data sciences. I would like you to review this CV and generate a summary that highlights most impressive parts of the resume and bullet points. I'll attach my resume. And why am I doing this? Because I want this ATS system, and it has to get the right score or high score, then only it goes to the next part of recruiter, or else you will get a rejection mail. I think most of people get that rejection mail, so that doesn't mean that your resume is not good. Maybe a chance that ATS has not approved your resume or you got a low score. So just read about it, ATS, if you don't know already, that specifically have the keywords what job advert requires, that is having in your resume, right? So it has now tailored my resume, right? I can do a lot of time spent on figuring out my resume stuff, but it has included now, if you see Google Cloud Platform and all, right? Because that might be happen that it is requiring all these certifications, right? All the Google certifications. So I have my Azure and all, but it has added those, let's say, because we have instructed that include those keywords as well. And now I will let the model give me the plan. How should I prepare for this job, right? For example, I applied to this company now with my new resume, and I'm hoping, right, I will be getting a call. That is the hope every one of us have, right? Once we apply to companies, and I will start my preparation strategy, right? And it is telling me that it is a staff data scientist role and sort of that stuff. So final prompt is, I would like you to create a table with 3 columns. I have the full-fledged table now, in which the second column you have to, the first is experience required, the second is improvement, and the write a suggestion, how will I able to acquire that particular skill, right? For example, there is a particular skill required in that job description, but my resume don't have that, right? So you have to give me all of those table structure with the 1 to 10 importance score or the priority basis, and that becomes my entire, you can say, strategy of applying to new job. And how much time I'm saving, right? You can imagine this. I don't have to manually invest in all those stuff, right? And it is doing for me, and because it has all the analysis done for my profile, right? So 8+ experience in the data science role, consider seeking additional data science projects and all that stuff. I need to do that, should be my priority 10. PhD, masters, if already holding a PhD or equivalent, I have a master's, so I'm good with it. It requires you to have a big data tools like Hadoop, Spark, right? You should learn about it. So it is giving me the entire, you can say, I mean, once I download, I get the full response. You should have a deep expertise in this. I got my preparation strategy for having this interview already scheduled, or let's say planned, right? So this is how I can have my priority list, which all topics I need to cover, and I will start my preparation. And the last step, right, that is something favorite of mine, and when I'm using ChatGPT, is the voice mode. Because let's say I spent my 2 to 3 weeks in getting my upskilling done. Now I want it to have my mock interview scheduled with ChatGPT, and it has all the context, right? Where I'm applying, what are my current skill in the entire chat, right? In the same chat, I am using everything. Now I will schedule my mock interview by this voice mode, right? So people who don't know about voice mode, ideally I would say you should use this, right? I'll show you practically now. Hey ChatGPT, I am feeling prepared for my upcoming interview. Can you take a mock interview for me, asking one question at a time, and I'll be responding, and then you can give me a feedback.
Awesome. Let's get you warmed up. I'll kick things off with a common opening. Can you walk me through your experience and how it aligns with the staff data scientist role at Razorpay? Take your time. When you're ready, go ahead and respond.
So I built a recommendation system for the Microsoft Cloud Azure, where we have all the services and product. Any new user coming to the cloud, we are recommending them what next product or first product they can buy. So it's a full-fledged hybrid recommendation system that I have created.
Nice start. You're definitely touching on a relevant and impressive project. Here's some quick feedback. You're showing technical depth, but you can make your response stronger by 1, framing it with your role. What was your exact responsibility? Did you lead the project? collaborate cross-functionally. 2, tying it to business.
Right, so you got a gist. How does it work, right? So I hope everyone is clear now how I can prepare my next interview going forward, let's say using ChatGPT, right? End to end, giving my what I am right now and which job I am applying to and having a mock interview, right? So does it sound fascinating? Just a quick check. How did you find this use case of the interview one? Right, and then we are moving on to our next bucket. Absolutely mind-blowing, perfect, great. So with that, I think we have done our first bucket. I am moving on to our second bucket, which is research and AI, and it is also having very good use cases. So let's take an example, right? If I want to do a research on something, let's say new business idea, or I want to understand the market, I want to do a market research, right? So the best tool is I can use for that is Perplexity, right? Again, we will take one example so that we know how quickly I can get a full-fledged report done from the Perplexity, and that's the next tool, or you can say new tool that I'm introducing you, the Perplexity. It is not the LLM, right? People generally don't classify because it is the kind of a search engine that chooses the best model which it has all access to, right? It has Claude, it has access to GPT 4.1, Gemini, Grok 3, and all the reasoning models as well. Phenomenal, right? I personally like Perplexity and the Google Deep Research. Both the responses are perfectly great, right? So you can try any one of these. I'll show you in the next slide for Google Deep Research. Even ChatGPT also has a deep research, but the responses I personally don't, prefer much compared to these two. Right, now you'll see the reason also, right? I'll show you the reason once we get the response, but let's understand what we want here. So imagine that we want to start a coffee business, right? We want to know the in-depth of coffee market research. So we want an in-depth analysis. And imagine if I give this task to some intern or let's say some employee, he or she will take around 2 to 4 weeks to get me all these answers by reading this. Let's imagine we don't have any AI, right? So get the resources, get the fact check done, reading themselves, getting all things manually, right? But now we have an AI to do that, and I am asking what all I need, right? What is the overall size, the growth rate at which coffee market is growing right now, what is the future projection, who are the major players in the Indian coffee market, what are their, share, right? What is their market shares? Is there a potential new business to enter in the Indian coffee market? What are the various channels through which coffee is sold? Everything, right? Everything that comes to start any new business, I have inputted in terms of questions. What types of coffee products are most popular? How do cultural and regional differences within the India influence coffee consumption, right? That much granular detail. Because we all know, right? Southern region has a different coffee taste, right? Like filter coffee. But in north side, we don't have very much trend of filter coffee. So there are a lot of these questions. How does it affecting rural, urban, and sort of that stuff, right? So you will see once we have the answer, you will, see the kind of resources that it refers. That's what I was mentioning, are phenomenal. So if the resources are good, my response will be authentic or great compared to the other platforms, other tools like ChatGPT, where the resources are bit not up to date, right? Not that great. Google Deep Research is also comparable, and it does a very good job, right? Because Google is a search engine, right? So I got all my responses, right? I get what is the market size. It is growing at the rate of 13.28 CAGR. It's an industry of 439 million in 2024, right? And by 2030, it will be a 928, right? So it is growing at the CAGR of this much. And who is the major players? CCD, difference, market shares, right? I think, yeah, this is what it is giving me. And we have the tier 2 and 3 cities growing up by 20%. All the details you will find it, right? Traditional filter coffee dominates 70% of the production, right? And now from where this is coming from this particular report. I show you the resources once we'll see the output, right? So it has all the responses, all the resources from where it is referring to, and 60 resources it has referred to get these answer. And see the resource, right? Indian coffee market, India coffee cafe market by size, tech research, right? All these great resources. India retailing, top coffee. I think I'll show you one government website it sometimes refer, right? Yeah, this PDF, right? So you can imagine it is going till the depth of PDF searches also, right? It is going to the PDF, reading from the PDF, consumer perception towards the coffee, and it is referring to government websites also, right? This was the government published report from the Coffee Board of India in 2023, right? I mean, the report came in 2024, so it has went on to read that respect as well, right? So that is the, I mean, power of LLM, right? Indian coffee brew, diversity and global reach, all the authentic sources, and give you a perfect aligned report when it comes to the answer. Right, so that is how the research work is done, and you should also do these great researches using the Perplexity, or you can use the another is Google. So you can also use Google one. This personally I don't prefer, but you can definitely compare all three and get your answer, which one works best for your use case. Now research, right, on the marketing side. So people who don't know about the SEO and they are not aware. So SEO stands for search engine optimization. A lot of times an SEO person has to do the research on the keywords, right, for ranking their articles on the top. That's the requirement for any SEO person, that whenever you are publishing your articles, you should have the keyword backed research, right? And that is not possible on the ChatGPT or any other AI tool, right? I can go and ask, like, can you draft me, let's say, a post on energy drinks, right? I have a website, or I am coming up with my energy drink, let's say, which is caffeine free, whatever, right? And I want to publish an article, but ChatGPT doesn't know what keywords rank well, right? Because they don't have the data access, they don't have the real-time access. We need some other tools which are SEO, right? SEMrush is there, Market Muse is there. So there is a one tool called WriteSonic which has the access to these many tools, right? Okay, I got signed out. Let me sign in. So this is again freemium tool, same Social Sonic, WriteSonic, from the same depth of companies which do this content research, keyword research, and all that article writing for me in a very quick sense, right? So it gives a very clear UI that you need to write an article. I'll go and use 10-step article, right? Enter a topic. So I'll pick it up any example, right? Leveraging AI enhanced team collaboration or skills. Let's say I want to publish skills for resilience in the AI enhanced job market, right? I want to publish an article. Let's say I have a NetTech platform for which I am publishing this article blog on my website so that my page ranks top on the Google, right? So it will do a keyword research because it has an integration or API connection, right? I need a blog post. So I'll select this, I'll continue, right? So what all top articles that are ranking, right? So I have these top ranking articles: future proof your career, AI resilient. I'll select few of them so that model can read all of these to devise its content strategy. Now this is the best part, getting the organic keywords, right? This part is not possible on any other LLM. So for that particular niche, we have something called this tool. There might be more tools, but yeah, if you can see now, I have a volume, which is a part of how many searches are going into with this term, right? Technical skills, AI skills in demand. So 170 searches every month are going by using this keyword, right? So I'll use one of them, and then I'll keep on having my title, my secondary keywords, configuration. It will go and read all the entire articles, right? Then start producing my own content out of it, right? I already have a lot more, so I can show you I mean the articles that we have already generated, and that's how you can write a SEO related articles, right? So if you like go to history, right, these are all my articles. This one we have, I mean we have started right now, but all of this you can see we have. So I'll show you this energy drink one, right? So it has, once you complete it, right, all the steps, you have secondary keywords, it will go back, it will make the headings, And once you click on OK, the AI will go and read all the articles, start having these links, right? It has a links, clickable links in it, and it has the keywords also with image generation, right? This image was also generated by this tool only. And these are my headings, right? Caffeine content and source, sugar and artificial sweeteners, right? So it has mentioned all these topics. If a new energy drink is coming in the market, added vitamins and sort of that stuff. And my entire article is generated using AI, which is humanized, right? The what they are proposing, this will look more of a humanized content. They have something called humanize angle coming into the picture, right? So they, I mean, you can say they tweak a certain words to that extent. So that is how I can do my SEO article writing, and it takes, I would say, weeks, right? If any SEO writer over here in this particular call, right, they can imagine that how much time they invest in whole research for writing one article on their website, and now you can definitely go about doing this. Perfect, right? Now the next is data crunching, right? We are coming to the data part of it, data analysis using AI. What are some good tools I can use for data analysis, right? And the first and the foremost tool is numerous.ai, which is, I mean, way too good. The reason is, I'll show you numerous website also. The reason is I can do it on the website itself, right? I mean, on the, sorry, sheet itself. Whether I have an Excel sheet, whether I have a Google sheet, I can use numerous within that only. I don't have to copy my data to ChatGPT and all other any AI tool. I can use within that. And second thing they claim is they can't read your data, right? I mean, all privacy and security. That's what they have mentioned. Before using, I would definitely recommend you to read their privacy policy, what they are saying, so that your data is not being read through this platform, right? So I'll quickly demo. So for example, if I have this particular data set, right, Amazon reviews data set, I have this, right? So I have a rating score coming in. So it's an Amazon review Epigamia product. We have scrapped this data from Amazon. It's an actual description, by the way, right? So it's a yogurt brand, Epigamia. And I'll delete this column maybe first, right? And I want to do an analysis for this, right? So how to add this particular tool, I'll show you that first. So you have to go to extensions, click on add-ons, click on get add-ons and search for numerous AI. Once you are enabled, once you signed it up, right, you can use some credits for free, again, ChatGPT for Sheets, and just click and install it, right? Once you install, you have to sign it up, get your email ID sign up done. You'll get some credits and it will show you like this on the left hand side, right? So now let's say I want to have, I'll use insert one column to the left, right? I want to do something called, let's say, sentiment classification. There are a lot of example, right? And now you can imagine I have to use sentiment classification, I have to use Python and all, but I will use this UI tool for doing that to gauge the understanding what user is liking, how many users are not liking, and sort of that stuff. So I'll just create a new column, let's say sentiment. And now I will use the numerous AI for that, right? Analyze the sentiment of the, I have to give the column name. So my column name is review description. Which column it is present? It is present in the M column. So I'll write M. I want to classify it into positive or negative, right? I can use two, or let's say neutral also. Neutral, right? I want three classification and place the result in into. It will automatically define a formula for me and get me the prediction done, right? I got my prediction. So NAI stands for, right, if you know, right, in Excel we start the formula with equal to sign. NAI stands for numerous AI, and I am giving a simple formula here that classify the sentiment of the description present in M2 as one of the following, and it has given me positive. Now I have to simply drag and drop that how we do it in the Excel, right? I don't have to wait or apply some Python and all stuff. I get my quicker understanding of these three done, right? So I can use for sentiment, generate the formula, explain the formula, and sort of that stuff. I think this was not working some time back, but let me try. So can you give me a formula to extract domain names from column L, right? We have column L, let's say domain names. I want to get the let's say domain names out. Yeah, it was not working, I think, earlier also, but yeah, extract something, right? I can also use extract, right? So extract I can use for the same task. You want to extract addresses, all that stuff, right? I can use extract at least. Extract, let's say URL, right? URL, or let's say extract domain name from the L and sorry, domain name from the review category URL, right? This is my column name. In L, place the result in M2, right? So I just have to use what in an English language what I want to do, and it will do a great job for me by extracting. See, I got my response amazon.com, right? So for example, if I have addresses, names, and any other stuff, I can extract it. So I have done, I think, a lot of this exercise. I'll just quickly show you in the interest of time, right? We can have the sentiment classification. I have done the multiple classification of the each sentence, that whether it has issues, quality issue, no issue, product issue, or a delivery issue. So now I can imagine if I have different departments, I can route these cases to them, that okay, delivery team, you should focus on why the Amazon is not able to deliver on time and that stuff, right? Quality issue will go to quality team. So I can do a very quick data analysis using this in the sheet itself without me copying to any other tool, right? So that, because a lot of time people ask, can I use something which is Excel friendly, right? Excel or Sheets friendly. So you can use that. Perfect, right? Now, if you want to convert, again, taking the example of image into a working dashboard, right? If you want to convert the from image to a working full-fledged dashboard that can update, let's say, real time once you have the data attached to it. So yes, the answer, you can do that. So I'll use the again same image, and the next tool that I want to show you is the Claude. For the people who have not used it, you can make any working dashboard without knowing any Tableau or that stuff, right? Can you create a real-time dashboard from this image, right? So it will go and see all the charts, what kind of metrics that we have, and write a full-fledged script for us that will be a real-time dashboard. Once you have the script ready, you can use it for updating it, you can say, with your actual data, and that's how the model will be having an interactive dashboard coming out from this. It will take around get started. We will revisit this, right? It is reading it. I'll come back to this use case once our dashboard is ready, and we can move on to the another use case within the interest of time, right? Yeah, it has started, right? So it has started drafting the entire dashboard. So it has taken all the amounts as of now, but let's say I have some Excel attached to it, it will keep on updating in the future, but I'll get my entire real-time dashboard with then just an image, right? That's the very quick way of presenting your reports live using Claude, right? I'll come to the report once it is ready. In the meanwhile, right, some fun element which can help you generate the music as well for your videos, right? You can generate the music in Suno.ai. The tool name is this, and let me create one, and I'll show you a lot of songs that we have already created. But you can express anything, right? Anything you express, it will go and create a music out of that. So for example, if you are learning something in the Gen AI, right, I'll use the same theme. Well, let me do something else, right? Because I already have a lot of AI related songs. So let me do something related to, for example, let's say, I mean, we took an example of hackathon, right? So I'll take an example of hackathon. Okay. we are organizing a hackathon on AI where I can express anything here. Where everyone will work one full night to bring their idea live, right? Generate an inspiring song, right? I've just mentioned create an inspiring song. You have a lot of themes: electronic, micro house, funk, epic vocals, high energy EDM, right? Let me use high energy because we are having something energetic event. I'll click on create and it will create a song within seconds for us, which is totally AI generated, and you can use it copy free onto your websites without worrying about any copyrights. I get this question of frequently, right? Like, can I use this music? Answer is yes, you can use that. We have our first song ready. Let's listen to it. How do you guys like this song?
Flying ideas ignite. We're chasing visions through the night. Electric hunger rooms alive. Innovation sparks, we thrive. Pixels glow,
Let's
the
listen to the
future's
song.
near. Cold the night away, feel the beat. Ideas collide where dreams and code meet.
Join me in this
Time
app.
to rest. We're building dreams
Okay, I can see
together.
someone is asking, can it generate a Hindi song?
Flying
Answer is
ideas
yes.
ignite. We're chasing visions through the night. Like
Right? So this is the Hindi one.
the rooms alive.
AI is super duper. Can generate a rap, Hindi songs, anything.
The fear, dreams and code meet.
दिमाग का चमकदार दाता के समुंदर में करूं मैं तैर फ्यूचर के साथ हूं मैं अल्ट्रा प्रिपेयर मैं सुपर मैं हूं मशीन के यंग फ्यूचर की बात हर सब जवाब हमारे पास से आके साथ दुनिया करे
Right now, I'll share you one strategy. Meanwhile, the dashboard is getting ready. That you can create videos for people. Right? I mean, once you're creating an entry songs, right? Like if you see Strings of Life Anthem. So this is my brother's company name, Strings of Life. They are into wedding photography and event shoots and all. So you can create an introductory video by just right? Just scan your intro theme song. Try to innovate and monetize this skill. Right?
In the frame, we freeze the glow. Moments capture, time moves slow. Lenses wide,
again on the
where
another angle.
love
People
will
are
flow.
making,
String of life,
devotional
we let it
songs,
show.
right?
Feel the
Because
spark
there is a lot of
through the
attention
light.
or watch time in this kind of music.
जय बजरंगी वीर हनुमान तेरी महिमा अपरंपार शक्ति के सागर है संकट मोचन हरते दुख सब
Great, I'll leave this to you. Just go to this tool, make your imagination live and listen to it. Since we are on time, we have, lot other buckets to cover. So I'll quickly go back and resume our session. Let's see if our dashboard is live. Yes, so dashboard is ready, real time. You can see that all our KPIs now are live. I can see hover over the charts, get it done, right? and we can connect to our real-time data to get those details in action as well, right? Profit and loss summary and lot of stuff. So from the image, static image, I have a working dashboard, and if you want to change the data, you just have to click on the code, attach your actual file, right, so that it is keep on updating, and you have a full-fledged working dashboard done in, I would say, hardly 5 minutes. Right, so that was the real-time dashboard, and now we are moving on after the fun element, how you can absorb or learn things faster, right? This is also very interesting, and I think we have this last bucket. So another 5 to 6 minutes, and then we will wrap the session. From my side, definitely you have another things to go. Right, so I'll show you another tool which is Notebook LM, and again it is completely free from the Google, right? I'll go make it down. It is available from the Google, and you can use it for lot many great purposes. I think I have closed it. Let me open it. Notebook LM, and it will help you out in absorbing lot many you can say your websites, your this thing. In that one tool, you can add lot many resources to learn from, right? I'll switch to the another site which I already have, right? So this is the notebooklm.google.com, again freely available. The main thing is I can attach lot many resources within one notebook. You can consider, right? That's the name coming, notebook. And if I click on add resource, right, just focus on this part. I can attach any PDF, I can attach any text, markdown file, audio, image, anything, right? Any resource I can upload it. If I have something on Google Docs, I can attach it. Google Slides, I can attach it. External website, right? Any website, I can have the link URL, paste multiple URLs by just having a comma separated. I can add websites. I can add YouTube video, and I can copy paste text. I mean, you can imagine entire internet resources. I can add it here in my personal notebook LM, and then I can do a quick Q&A. Right, so example here is we have created our health assistant. This is our health report, right? Blood test report for, this is a dummy report, right? This is not my report. We have a lot of videos, MRI and all those stuff. Now if I ask question, right, how is my liver function test, right? Because these are the terms that I do not understand, right? I'm not from this domain. I need to get this answer, whether I'm doing right or wrong. So this is the dummy report that we have taken, and it has given me all my answers by going into a multi-page report, right? This is 30-page report. Get me the liver answers, right? If you can see the resource, you can see this journal body test.pdf, right? It is mentioning that it has got this answer from this, and I can add up to 50 plus resources. You can imagine how much time I will save if I have this kind of a personalized notebook elements. And I'll tell you practically where I used. Just one more question here. What is the best time to take multivitamin? Right, now I have YouTube videos on that, so it will ideally go and have the same transcript of these many resources and get me the answer, right? So this is coming at like what is the journal time of taking, and see the resource it has referred to is the best time to take vitamins, which is this particular video. So I have added multiple things. The model knows which resource to check from and get me the answer, and I can absorb very quickly lot many details. So what I did, in my personal you can say profession, I need to publish a research paper. I recently, right, if you go to, I'll share my LinkedIn and all after the end of the session. I recently published my research paper on the LLM and AI side. So I downloaded 10 of research paper PDF. I uploaded here. I was doing Q&A, understanding, reading it, and I published my research paper on that theory after doing a lot of experimentation, and that got published also. It's already live. I think 2-3 weeks back I made it, and it was accepted. Right, so that is how you can use for your research purposes. This is another example, right? Harrier infotainment system. I don't have, or I would say no one of us like to read these manuals, right, or infotainment. but we have questions, right? What is the engine oil, let's say, recommended? Right, again, this is also example, right? I am not having any Harrier. If you just take an assumption like I am using Harrier, the answer is no, right? So this is how it is coming, that it is this particular oil that it is recommended to use in this manual, right? So I don't have to waste my time going and reading. I'll get these answers very quickly in these terms. Another feature is, right, another feature of this audio conversation also of these documents, right? So sometimes it is very boring to read the PDF. You have a Excel file or you have a PDF file which has 200 pages, or you are reading a story. You need an audio version of it. You can generate with one click and your audio will be ready, as if two people are talking about that particular topic, right? So that is the very, I mean, you can say phenomenal thing. You get your entire audio as if you two people are talking, and you can listen while you are traveling. Let's say you are commuting, right? So I'll show you a very short glimpse.
Welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're looking into the professional journey of Deveej Bajaj.
Right. He's a data and applied scientist second at Microsoft with what, about 5 years in machine learning now?
Exactly. And we're aiming to kind of unpack his key skills, his experiences.
Right, so you can chat, you can listen to it, and
Sounds
you can
good.
create a
And we're drawing
podcast
this
out
from
of this
scratch there,
entire
split between
summary,
Hyderabad and Bengaluru.
and that's where the Notebook LM stands. And the last tool, right, for the day is again coming out from the Google, in which we can, in the same bucket, learn and absorb faster, where if we are stuck on the screen, right, we can share it live and ask any of the doubt. For that, you have to just go to Google AI Studio, right? If you are just signed up with your Gmail account, go to this section called Stream, and you can talk to Gemini live while sharing your screen. Just make sure your data is not sensitive, right? Because it can see your data, right? So I can just click on share my screen. Let's say I have this window to be shared, and I'll click on share it. Right, sometimes it shows some glitch, but let's see. Hey Gemini, can you see my screen? Can you
sounds
see my
like you're
current screen in which the Excel sheet is open?
Yes, I can see your screen. Is there anything specific you would like me to focus on?
Okay, so I don't know how to make let's say a bar chart.
Yes,
So have
I can
this
see the current
column
screen with
issue
the Excel
description.
sheet
I want
open.
to see how many are no issues, how many quality issues. How can I visualize? Can you guide me?
To create a bar chart in Google Sheets from your, you can select the data in that column, then go to Insert in the top menu and choose Chart. From there,
Yes,
select the
I'm-
column
thank you for
chart
it.
or bar chart
I'll
option.
surely make it.
Does that make sense? Great,
Right,
I'm
so
glad I
that way
could
you
help.
have, you
Let
are
me know if
stuck
you have any other
somewhere on the
questions.
screen, you are stuck in your coding related task, anything, right? You just share your screen, ask the live assistant, right, Gemini, so that you have a talking buddy who is listening to you, who is talking to you, and can see your screen, what you are doing. So it will navigate your challenges and help you to proceed if you get some errors. That is the best way to, I mean, once you are doing a coding related task, like I use a lot once I stuck somewhere in the package or something like that, right? So I think with that, I'll quickly summarize. So I think now if you want to gauge your understanding, right, I have already seen many responses, but do one exercise, go back and check your knowledge with someone, I mean, your family, friends, your brothers, sisters, friends, that what you have covered in the last 2 to 2.5 hours, where you were at the starting and what you have know about the AI. Start describing about it, right? So that way you will know what you have gauged with just first session of the mastermind, and you have the entire 2 day left, right? So we started off what is Gen AI, what is the 5-step process of it, and you have the prompt engineering coming into the picture, right? And we saw images creation, video scene, and then we went on to discussing the many tools, Perplexity, Claude, right, Suno.ai, this notebook LM, all that stuff we have done. So that was the intention, to get you the breadth of things to see, or to make you realize what AI can do right now in 2025. And it's just the, I would say, very initial stage for AI, right? Hardly I would say 2 years old. It's starting saying that it came out in 2022 November, so 2023. So it's hardly, I mean, 2 years old, and that much AI is already doing. So that was all it. And this was the toolkit that we did. And yes, I hope everyone is feeling accomplished for what you have learned. And I'll hand over to Uttam now to take it forward.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That was power packed, and you can tell in the chat, folks, how are you feeling? Are you feeling empowered? Are you feeling accomplished? Do you feel powerful now after knowing so many tools? Lovely. I love the chat. There's so much energy. And folks, we have also launched a poll to know your feedback. Right, 5 being the highest. If you really enjoyed the session, rate it 5. If you feel there is a scope of improvement, you can rate 4. That really helps us to continuously keep improving it, right? But I can see the chat, there's so much love, there's so much joy and amazement in the chat. I really love that. Brilliant. Thank you so much, Devesh, for doing this.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. I think a lot of people, I love this energy when people start throwing it right in the chat. Amazing.
Yeah, amazing. There were a lot of questions people were, continuously dropping, and we were answering. Our team was answering the questions that we could by typing and sharing. But there are certain questions which are very, very relevant for everyone. I've taken a note of them, and I would love you to answer and share your opinion on them. First being, which was, a lot of people asked that. About the copyright and the usage of the content generated by AI, whether it's an image, video, or a song. So, can you speak around the copyright issues?
I don't think so right now. Is there any issue from any platform as such, right? Because on the one side, if you see the tech platforms like Google is only enabling us to use AI, right? They are on the verge of creating the best models like Veo 3. So they are not, restricting any user not to upload any AI generated videos. In fact, a lot of YouTube has been shifted to AI content now, and it's completely safe. You can upload copyright free music, AI videos, and just, make sure it is ethically not wrong, right? That's the only side which I want to mention. It is responsible AI, right? When we talk about AI, you should, and all of us should be responsibly using it.
Yes, amazing. Other question was, a lot of people are asking about data security when data is passed into these models when you upload. So how can we make sure of that, or how should we think about that?
Okay, so I would say definitely there is a concern when it comes to your confidential data, right, or company data. Ideally, it is not recommended you to go to ChatGPT or any other open tool and upload any confidential data. That is risky and not allowed by the companies. So the one thing you can do is you can use APIs, right? And for the people who don't know or understand what is APIs, same model has something called full form is application programming interface, where you can connect to these models via secured way, right? So that is completely secure. And I would say that you will be learning about APIs, I think, in the future sessions, right? So I think that is the best secured way to deal with these models.
Yeah, and I think people can also locally run the models.
Yes.
Yeah, so we are going to teach everyone about that tomorrow. Vaibhav is going to teach.
Correct. Just to add for the people locally, I'll give you a very good example. Like earlier, like let's say 10 years back, all of us supposed to download the movies, right, from torrent and all, and you can watch it any number of times. We don't have a Netflix or Prime that time. Similarly, you can download a model in your laptop. If you have 8 GB of RAM, you can download a lot of large language models, and you can run locally any PDF, any document. That's the best way, because nothing is going on the internet.
Yeah, awesome. And one question is around how to keep getting updated about AI tools. How do you find AI tools?
Yeah, I think that's the very valid question. So you can bookmark one thing, that I use it, which is there is an AI for that. Maybe if you want, I can quickly share my screen and show it. That's the best tool everyone should have in their checklist, right? Meanwhile, you can share the link. I'll quickly show you. Just a second. I hope my screen is visible, right? Yes. So this is the website called. There is an AI for that, and you can see around 37,000 AI tools are already live, right? With these many tasks. So this is the best way to search for any new tool for your problem, right? We don't have to learn 37,000 tools. We have to identify what problems we as an individual encounter in our day-to-day life, and that changes from domain, or let's say our knowledge. If I am a data and applied scientist, I have certain different problem. You being a marketer, you have a certain different problems. So go to this task and see these buckets, right? So you'll find all these niches as well, right? Like for example, interior designing. If someone is into design and interiors, you already have the AI tools that are already being listed. So I click on this, I'll try to read what people are talking about, and let's say I want to give it a shot, I'll click on use tool and get to this website, right? So homedesign.ai, redesign your home. So you will find all the niches, right? Whatever you have in your mind that do I have an AI tool for this thing, you can go and search. If you find it, well and good. If you don't find it, and that's a gap, right? That's a marketing gap. You should develop your own, I would say, right? So that's the best way.
That's amazing. As the last question and also your closing words, I think a lot of people were asking about how to stay updated, how to continue learning. So what will you say on that? I think that will be the last question and your closing words as well.
Definitely. I think I started off with the growth mindset, right? That part that definitely give a lot of importance to growth mindset. So if you have that curiosity of learning new things, right, and you now know that, okay, what AI is doing, so have that embracing AI mindset, right? Don't have the fearful mindset. Have embracing AI mindset that there is something new shift is happening. I want to dedicate and learn this, and it's not a rocket science. I can easily learn if I have a right set of tools, people to connect with, and sort of that thing. So I think that's more of a curiosity and growth mindset. I would urge everyone to have that open mindedness to learn, and I think you have taken a first step to invest your entire weekend in learning. So I think that's the best thing you have done for the weekend.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Divish. That was really helpful and valuable, and I'm sure everyone found value in it as well. Thank you so much for doing it at such a late hour. I know you had so much work, so much packed day, but you still took out time to do this. It's always a pleasure to host you.
I took it from office, by the way. I'm right now in office. I'll be leaving.
Thank you so much for the hustle. Thank you so much. All right. I'll take it forward from here.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. All right, folks. I hope that was mind-blowing. I hope you learned a lot of things in just 3 hours, right? And it is not over. The day is not over. In the next 1 hour, I told you that I will teach you some mind-blowing things again. So in the next 1 hour, I will be teaching you about AI workflows. What are the AI workflows, right? Your question would be, Uttam, now everyone, if they will be aware about these tools and these processes, then how will I differentiate myself? How will I differentiate as a business owner, as a marketer, as a D2C business owner, or, as a techie, right? How will I differentiate myself? And the answer is AI workflow, which I will be teaching you, right? And I will teach you, after this, I will teach you how can you build a web-based app, right? How can you build that web-based app? And then I will give you a 5-minute break, right? A lot of people were asking for a break as well. I'll give you a 5-minute break, right? And I'll give you a 5-minute break. During that break, you can also think of the ideas of the app that you would want to build. And then once you come out of the break, I will teach you advanced AI workflow, which can, change the way you work, which can help you, save a couple of lakh rupees and also help you earn it. And then I will teach you a step-by-step roadmap to become AI generalist. Remember, at the start of the session, I was talking about AI generalist. I will teach you a step-by-step process to become an AI generalist. And then I will give you access to a Outscale AI community, right, for free. You don't have to pay anything for the Outscale AI community, and I will give you access to that, so that even after these 2 days, you will be able to network with people, you will be able to find opportunities and share a lot of knowledge with everyone who is in the room, right? So that is what is lined up for the next 1 hour. And before I start the active app, I want to address something very important. there were a lot of people asking operational questions about will I get the recording, till when it is there, what's happening in next 2 days, a lot of operational questions. So addressing like the biggest question, will you get the recording? The short answer is no, you will not get the recording. In the beginning of the session itself, I told you that you will not get the recording because this is a live experience. It is not a automated, it is not a recorded course that you can do anytime. It is a live experience where mentors are coming and they are showing activity and I am doing an activity, and it's built like that. And also because of operational issue, like there are 8,000 people who join the session today. It's impossible operationally and due to technical limitations to give recordings to everyone. But my suggestion was that you should be continuously taking notes and screenshots. My promise is that if you attend this live, if you do a commitment, if you work hard, right, we'll give you bonus, we'll give you resources, all the resources that we are talking about, the list of the tools and all of that, and a certificate and slides as well. So we'll give you the slides and resources and but not the recording, right? I hope that is clear. I hope that answers the biggest question. I hope if it is clear, drop clear in the chat. If it is clear, drop clear in the chat. I hope you respect, you value that, and you understand it as well, right? Amazing. I love that. Thank you so much for being a lovely audience. Thank you so much for being so respectful and positive throughout the session. There were a few people who are trying to create problem. Our team made sure that we create decorum and respectful environment here, right? So repeating, you'll get the certificate if you finish the live, if you attend live, if you finish 2 days, you'll get the certificate, you'll get the resources, you'll get the slides as PDF, right? But not the recording. Awesome. Brilliant. Cool. Amazing. I will just turn off the chat so that we can focus on the learning again. All right, folks. Now it's time to focus on again. It's time to learn again. And what we are going to learn. Now I'm going to show you how to build a web-based application without writing a single line of code. Now, some of you, there are 25% of the people who are techies who would know. There are some people who might not know. So what is a web-based application? Applications that work on browser like Chrome, Safari, or Opera or any other browser. These are not the applications which you can download on your mobile phone, right? So I'm going to teach you today how to build a web-based application. There are so many tools that you use on your browser. How can you build that? And you will be able to build that in minutes, right? So what is the skill that you are learning? The skill that you are learning today is how you can solve problems and build a solution. Whether you are a techie or a non-techie, how can you build solutions? And that is what I'm going to show you, right? And I will just pick one problem that I would want to solve. So, let's take one problem. Say, for example, finance is a very important aspect of our daily lives, right? So I want to build a finance management app because I was facing a problem. So far, how I manage my finances is that on my Google Keep notes, I just keep noting my expenses, or sometimes I note in my notebook, which is not the best way to track your expenses, right? So I want to build my personal web-based application to track my expenses. And I don't have to, contact an engineer, spend a couple of thousand rupees or lakhs of rupees, or, hire a team to do that. I will do it as a non-techie. I'm a marketer, I'm a non-techie. I will do it with AI, right? And I will show you that. All right. I hope you are very, very excited about that. Cool. I'll just quickly share my screen. You will let me know once you are able to see my screen. All right. Let me know if you can see my screen, right? All right. So how do we build a web-based application without writing a single line of code, right? So the step one is that I'll use a tool called Claude.ai. You got to know about this tool from Divij as well, and I'm going to use this tool, right? So that's step number one. We'll use Claude.ai. And Claude has multiple models on the screen. I will just zoom the screen so that you can even more see it clearly, right? It has multiple models. It has Claude Opus 4. We are going to use Claude Sonnet 4. It is brilliant for coding, right? So we are going to use that. Now I'm going to write a very simple prompt to make my tool, right? And I'm a very lazy person. I'm not going to write the tool. I'll speak the prompt and it will write. So Let me just describe my tool. All right. Can you build a finance tracking application for me? The application should be able to track all my expenses on a daily level, and it should be able to give me a summary on a weekly level, monthly summary as well. And all of these expenses should be in Indian rupees. When I enter my expenses, it should also be able to categorize my expenses like food, transportation, shopping, and other categories which are possible. I like the colors blue and white, so I want you to keep that while making the application. So I've just, described, and you can see on the screen my prompt is written, right? So I've written the prompt, I've described my solution, my application, and what I want, and I'll ask it to build. And you will see a magic happening right now, right? It has started to write code. It is just mind blowing. I am not a techie. I have not written a single line of code ever in my life, but now I am able to turn my idea into a product without knowing. I can read code to an extent because slightly I have learned, but I can't write it. But it is turning my weakness and giving me that power that I can still do things that I don't know how to. How powerful is that? Can you drop me in the chat? Drop boom in the chat if you think this is mind blowing. What you see on the screen, like it writing code on my behalf. Drop boom, like I can see like mind blown. Like when the first time I was doing it, when the first time I could see it happening, I was just mind blown. You see, it is done. How much time it took? Like you guys were just speaking, and you can see it has built a comprehensive finance tracking application that includes features like daily expense tracking, multiple view modes, Indian rupee support, 10 expense categories, and a beautiful blue and white design, right? I'll show you how it is working as well. How neat is it is looking, right? I can just click on add expense and it shows a new pop-up, and I can write, say I spent like 1,000 rupees on food, and I can describe went out with friends, and I can write the date, I can add the expense, and you can see it is showing a summary stats, which is one transaction, 1,000 rupees, one category used, recent expenses it is showing, and can show me on a weekly level and a monthly level as well. How cool is that? How powerful is that? And you know what? This is not it. You can publish it, right? You can publish it. For example, you come, I will just zoom in on the top right corner, you see publish button. If you click on publish, you will see this screen, and you can publish the link, and you can just copy the link and you can use it, right? You can share it with your friends, you can share it with your family, and that's how you can use it. You can solve problems, and I'm doing this all on a free version of Claude. I'm not using a paid version, and you can do that as well, right? So it's very, very simple. You come on Claude, you describe the solution that you want to build, the app that you want to build, and it will code for you, it will build for you, and you can publish. And now some of you would be asking, can you integrate this application on your website or any place you want to? The answer is yes. How do you integrate it, right? On the top left corner, you see an eye. You click on the code button, and here you will be able to see the whole code it has written. I can just copy this code, and I can integrate this code on my website as well, right? So what type of products and solutions you can build? Say for example, you can solve certain problems. You want to build a micro quiz app for your business, you can build that. You want to build an application for your father or your mother, specifically a simple application for them, you can do that. You want to build an application for your customers as well, you can do that. I have even built a slightly more advanced tool which I'll show you in the end, but I will open the chat, and I want to know how, on a scale of 1 to 10, how many of you think this is very useful? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how many of you are going to build? Someone is like 9, 10, 100. Amazing, I love that. See, obviously, like because of short of time, I had to show a simple use case and a faster use case, but you give it more time and you can do a lot more crazy stuff, right? I love it. And how many of you are going to create your first web-based application and share? How many of you are going to do that? See, if there are techies in the room who have built and code massive products, guys, like, you don't need to act over smart. Anyone who is thinking this is not useful, you don't need to do that, because you might have that knowledge. Not everyone has it, and it can be a superpower for a lot of people. Amazing. I love that it is useful for a lot of people, right? Now, what is the homework for you from here? The homework for you is, you learned about Claude, you learned how to describe your application and build a product. You have to do this as a homework, right? Today, like on a free, just sign up on Claude.ai and build your first product. All right? Amazing. We have close to 6,000 people still on the call. We started with 8,000 people. You are the winners. You are the winners who knew it was hard, who know it is hard, but you are still committing to learn, right? I know you must be hungry. I know this must be late. I am too. It is too late for me as well. I am hungry as well, but I am with you because I appreciate you giving time. I appreciate your learning attitude. You guys are the winners who have stayed till now, right? And before we move to the next section where I teach you advanced AI workflow, I will give you a 5-minute break, right? So that you can refresh your mind and think of ideas on which you want to build your product. All right. So I'll share my screen, play some music, and you come back in 5 minutes. You don't leave your screen. Let the video on, right? Go, take a bio break, drink some water, and be here. Think of the ideas that you would want to build by yourself. All right. So I'll just quickly share my